Number 2 Tennessee Titans up versus Number 10 Iowa. Columbus, Ohio. Lamont Turner had in the previous hour approached the outer margins on the spectrum of the NCAA tournament's roles, from would-be go-to inappropriately cast by a questionable whistle to would-be hero, on the merits of a go-ahead bucket that pried open a late lead that was soon erased. Now the junior it feels. Turner started. It is a fitting one, given what the second-seeded Volunteers had just done, which was to advance to the Sweet 16, a first for Tennessee's program since 5 years, 2 coaches, and an entire roster ago. It was also one of box score A. Related AA. It might have dodged that ignominious mark earlier had it not been for a confusing and debatable shooting foul called against Turner with 2:39 to play and Tennessee leading by 3. As Iowa guard I ain't gonna really comment on that call, Turner said later. But I got all ball. For so much of the game, such a feat seemed to verge on impossibility. Tennessee had taken, but the game changed in its second half. Within the first 4, Tennessee was fighting its own history too. A year ago, that had the effect of distortion. Even before Iowa had completed its comeback, it felt like it had. I remember being up, honestly, Turner said afterward. I was thinking, dang, we just gave up a 25-point lead. That's gotta be a... Turner broke the tie himself on the other end, pulling up for a three-pointer that put Tennessee back ahead by as many points as the game neared its 2-minute mark. He nearly got it. I just told our team we're a better team, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Turner said. We just had to set. Within a minute of overtime, the Vols would return to permanent control. They fed Williams, just before the final buzzer sounded. When Bohannon's last-ditch three-point attempt missed, it was Turner who corralled the long rebound and commenced the ball celebration by streaking up court towards their bench. Back in the locker room, down the hallway, Turner sat on his locker more wired than relieved, already rearing for Thursday's matchup with Purdue. I am just ready. Related slideshow best photos of the NCAA tournament provided by Iman.
Raindrop, truck top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.